Welcome back to the Key Training Center's 24th annual Run for the Money Telethon, and we've got a wonderful group helping close the last hour here. I'd like to introduce Shirley. Now, Shirley actually is a volunteer at the Key Training Center. You've been volunteering for how long now?
It's 2.5 years, something in the foundation office.
Yes, we're so happy when we see you.
Well, thank
you
you.
do some important
Yes.
filing.
Yes.
It's like, yes, Shirley's here.
I enjoy my time there. Everyone is, I always feel very appreciated, I'll tell you that.
You are. we love
All
having Shirley
assistance
there.
is
Yes.
very, very much appreciated. But we thank you for doing that. And then I understand you also are making a donation?
Yes, I'd like to make a donation today.
And you're actually from Homosassa.
Homosassa, Sugar Mill Woods.
Thank you, thank you. And then let me let you introduce Jack.
Okay,
and
we
then
have
we'll
the
do our
good-looking guy
special
here
guest.
is,
Jack Ratable.
okay, nice to have you here. You've done this before, right?
For a few years.
A few years, okay.
In years past, I was a volunteer. I had a couple lunch buddies that I used to see every week. Yeah.
That's quite an experience too, isn't
Well,
it?
it is.
That
It is.
really
If people that don't know would like to volunteer and they're not quite sure what they want to do, they should come to the Key Center because there's has to be a place here for them, and they're very much appreciated. You know?
It really, and we depend on our volunteers. I tell you what, this could not work without hands such as that y'all have done. And so many people every day come, and they don't want anything but just that privilege of coming and helping. They're just great. So thank you.
Well, don't let him get away. Now, see, he volunteers still actively. He's like one of our main shows at the fashion show. He's one of the gentlemen fashion show. He struts his stuff every year.
Yay.
So don't let him get away
Got
with
it.
not saying he hasn't been volunteering recently. And then, Mr. Cole, we got a special. I think we're going to introduce you. Okay.
Sheila, you want to hold that mic?
Yeah.
This is my friend Sheila Lassiter. She works over in Inverness at the Sheltered Workshop, and she is a homeowner.
Oh,
Tell
yeah.
us about your place, dear, and how long you been there.
Almost 10 years.
What's your address?
49 South Fitzpatrick.
How many bedrooms do you have?
2.
And you enjoy living there?
I love living there, and it's a pleasure.
And tell me, what do you have any animals or pets?
Fish.
And how many fish do you have?
4.
You take good care of them?
Oh, yes.
Where's your favorite place to eat?
Red Lobster.
Oh, that's
Wow. How do you get to Ocala?
Well, sometimes I go with my family.
Very good.
I also like to one-up in
got a
Ohio.
boyfriend?
No.
Okay, yeah.
No boyfriend.
You don't like boys?
I do, but I don't want any.
Okay, gotcha. That sounds like a solid plan. You know that? I think that's sound thinking.
Right.
Very sound thinking. Well, we appreciate you being here today. I hope somebody calls so you can pick up that phone and say hello,
Make
thank you.
those phones ring.
All right, and our number is 527-2341. 527-2341. Thank you.
527-2341.
Perfect. Thank you, Sheila.
You're welcome.
Very good.
Thank you, dear.
Well, it looks like we have about 3 minutes.
Yes.
So you said you kind of wanted to share on
Yeah, I want to share something. We've been blessed to have a family by Lake Lindsay, just about down by the old store before, about 9 miles north of Brooksville. It's going to provide us with 80 acres.
Oh, is that right?
And we hope to, in the next 2 to 3 years, to develop that property, to have a year-round social, recreated, therapeutic situation. Hope to be able to eventually have possibly a partnership with Florida Special Olympics, a training site, have facilities for people to live there, have petting zoos, have water, outdoor activities, have maybe a 9-hole golf course, have horses, stables, but more importantly, have a place where parents can come into an RV park, and let's say you just are the brand new parent of an autistic child, or you may have an autistic child or someone who has behavioral problems and you need help, and we bring you in for 2 weeks. Your child would be there with us, and during that time you would get the training from our behavioral management team and those folks to be able to cope with some of the presenting behaviors, etc. Also an information and referral source, and get it on the internet and get it out there and stream it. And this is being done in Watertown, Wisconsin by Bethesda Lutheran Homes and Services. We expect to go a lot further because of our climate and what we can do. We've already had meetings with Withlacoochee Rural Electric, and they've indicated that they can take care of 100% the infrastructure for something like that, which is going to be significant. We're going to be able to maybe start showing plans for that and start raising funds for that. I think it's going to be one of the exciting, unique places in Florida, Neale. And then we've got a lot of other opportunities for people to be able to help. We have,
yes.
through your foundation, the ability to put a person in a room who wants to do some estate planning. And we can put them in a room with professionals privately, and they can sit down and discuss things and see if there's a way that maybe if they want to help the Key Center, they can do that along with their other charities. And all of that work would be for free, pro bono by the investment people involved and by the legal people involved. We've been doing that for almost 20 years. We have many benefactors who've taken advantage of that, from charitable remainder trust to gift annuities, et cetera, et cetera. At the same time, we're starting, we don't have one here today, I don't think, but we're starting a program where you can buy a brick.
Yeah.
Okay? Tell us a little bit about that.
All right, that one's going to be fun. It's a pathway, a legacy pathway, in that you can put your name on the brick and leave it for, as a memorial, or put your name on it and everything. But as we build this brick, it will have the names on it that will last forever, and I think
Right.
that's going to be exciting. And another way to
You did
leave
very,
a
very
gift
good. So I'm going to
for
say
the
in
future.
database.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another thing that's going to be very, very helpful. I know that it's used very, very significantly as a fundraising way, and a way to leave a loving legacy at the universities.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes.
And most of the major universities in Florida and throughout the country do that. So we're going to start that, and you've contacted the people to be able to make that happen. The other thing is, for people out there that want to call, we take credit cards. That's not a problem. And if you want to donate money and say, I'll pay it off over a year, that's no problem either. A lot of us have to do that with our churches and our universities that we contribute to, because we're not wealthy people, but you can do it over time. Anything helps. And it's important also that to know, and I think I was very, very pleased today with the turnout we had for the runners and the walkers, is that every one of those people is an ambassador for our place. Every one of them, okay, is an ambassador, and they're going to win hearts and minds for these people in terms of how necessary and vital it is to make sure that they enjoy our community and become part of the diversity of our community. And when that happens, we're personally enriched, and we're enriched as a community. And that's very, very important. And the other perspective about the Key Center that everybody understands in this room and behind the scenes over there is that if every community did what this community did, you would not have 23,000 people on the waiting list in Florida, like Melissa referred to very early in the day. That would not be the case. This is not a federal problem, and it's not a state problem. If every community gathers together its resources and its citizens and its prayers and its financial support and the in-kind things and working together with government agencies and school system, then people would not go unserved. And so it's very, very important to understand that everybody has something that they can do. We don't have to always be able to just stroke the check. It's just like, I said earlier today, the first time I was on. I mean, the most important thing that I believe going forward for the next 20 to 25 years is to make sure that we don't leave God out of the equation, because he's being left out in the schools. He's being left out in many, many places, but he cannot be left out here, or else these people will go unshepherded, okay? Because God's given us the responsibility to be their friends, to be their advocates, and in some cases to be their protégés. And it's the highest calling and privilege that a person could have, in my humble opinion. And I know that probably sounds melodramatic, but that's what I believe. And I've seen it happen.
You've seen it happen. I don't
Seen
think
it
it's
happen over
melodramatic
4
at all. We've
decades,
all- Yeah.
That's right.
And so I don't, whenever my faith gets shaken, it doesn't take long to get me right back to baseline, and the good Lord knows how to chastise you and get you where you need to be. Isn't that right,
And there's
Sheila?
doors,
Yes, on.
and those doors just keep on opening too.
Yeah, they do. Well,
you got to shove them a little bit,
Yeah.
but
Dennis Miller's sitting over there in the corner with
Are
a
we
bad
gonna-
back, and I had somebody back there tell me, Vic told me, says, who's Dennis's boss? I said, well, I don't think Dennis really has a boss. but I said, he said, well, you need to tell him that this place can run without him. He needs to get his back fixed, And I says, well, do you think I have any influence over that? And so I'm going to try. That's my influence now. I try to
get
do
his
it
back-
right now in front of everybody.
Okay.
But here's another good thing. In the last year, through a circuitous way, we've been donated a radio station, 104.3 FM, which is
102.
104.3.
104.3.
And it's getting ready to move down to the Crystal River Mall. Dennis has worked out a great deal down there. Matter of fact, he's really taking advantage of the mall, but I'm sure the mall's not watching right now. And hopefully not, but we'll give him more spots for that, okay? But we're running on 104.3. We're running Fox Sports. We are converting August the 1st to Yahoo Sports, which will be more family friendly and will give us more SEC, college football, and things that are happening in the South, instead of this stuff that kind of gets over the top with regard to professional stuff. We'll still have professional things. And then we're running high school football. We did that this last year, high school basketball. We're running Central Florida College, and we're doing things there, so this is a great thing. We still have people down that are going to the Central Florida College from the Key Center, which is a unique thing. It's probably not happening anywhere else in the country. That program is thriving. There are a lot of exciting things going on. We're also have gotten from the Federal Communication Commission the construction permit to upgrade to 25 kW, which is going to take our signal from 104.3 probably up to Fanning Springs, all the way down into Pasco County. So we'll have the whole Nature Coast, okay? Which is going to be significant. The reason I mention that is that we'd like you to advertise with us, okay? So you could call that 527-2341 number, Neale, and get a great, get a hold of one of Dennis's sales representatives and get you a great schedule. Get hooked up for high school football and all that stuff. Now, we used to do high school football 15 years ago. Nobody's doing that now, okay? So we want to be local, and that's exciting. And so Dennis's back has all of a sudden gotten real. Look, he's feeling better, okay?
But you know what?
Now, what he's doing now, Vic, he's carrying stuff over here. You should have grabbed that.
But Melissa can attest to this. It never stops thinking of ways that we can make it better, and that ways, and because these people here are depending on this kind of thinking, on our kind of support, okay? And where other people may sit around and say, well, what can I do? Chet, you are leading us, and we are saying, but there's things that we can do. We can do this, and we can do this, and we never stop thinking about what we can do.
Yeah, I believe that we have to have an entrepreneurial spirit. Was probably a year and a half ago that this young lady to my left came up with the idea of Labels, which is a unique store for a unique niche in the market over in Connor's Old Shopping Center in downtown Nivens, across from New Courthouse, where basically she's looking at an 18 to 24-year-old demographic, young people. So if you go in there with your young gals and you take clothes in they want to buy, they'll buy your clothes. They'll put a percentage and put it on the rack. You don't have to spend 3 times or 4 times what you normally would do. And it's working, okay? It was in the black the first month. Now, how many businesses do you know start out in the black in the first month? Not very many, okay?
Keep on doing them too. That's
it's
great.
just like it's just like the American people understand. The engine that drives this economy is businesses of 20 people or less, okay? It's not General Motors and Ford. It's that small business out there that's putting their money, their assets, right on the line, not the government. And until that gets started back again, and that's what you see in Citrus County. That's why we continue to thrive. We've not had a downturn, we've had a downturn not in giving, but from government. And we've expected that, and we're going to have more cuts. This July, right now, as we sit here, at the end of July, we don't know what we're going to be able to bill the state for on what we call our Medicaid waiver, because it's still a moving target, okay? And so, all you can do is run under Caesar's what's Caesar's. Then what can you do to make sure that whatever you need to have happen, happens? Because they're not going to make it happen.
I want you to announce that.
Oh my goodness.
Woo, look at that.
Oh, wow, that's unbelievable.
Go ahead.
$236,995. My goodness.
Right.
We're going to have to bring the city of Inverness. Call Frank so we can get the phones ringing. Call in the troops, call in the cavalry. We need to have those phones ring.
All right, well,
Need the phone to ring.
okay, with that, let's take a little entertainment break and give you guys rev up those engines on the phones and everything. We're going to hear James Rogers, okay, singing that real inspirational Brand New Day. So let's listen to that and let's keep those phones ringing. We're getting ready for our grand finale. So start practicing your Amazing Grace, because this is the time you'll want to remember.